Hey, I'm Celeste. Yeah, I wanted to make a video talking about books yet again. Today we have 4 categories that we're talking about. First one is books that I think a depressed 25-year-old would read. Then we've got books that give me a weird feeling. Not sure why. We'll discuss it later. Third, we have books that I really want to read soon. Fourth, we have books that I'm currently reading. Stick around to find out. And also, yeah. Bella, where the hell have you been, loca? Okay, let's start off with books that I think a depressed 25-year-old would read. First, we've got Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I don't really know much about this book, but I know that it gives the essence of I'm being pretentious, but I'm trying to not be pretentious, you know, because like this cover is giving, I don't know, it reminds me of like a contemporary art museum. So yeah, I really want to read this, but I'm also not 25 and depressed, so I don't know if I might like that or not. Next, we've got the OG Normal People. Everybody and their mother has read this. Everybody and their mother has either hated it or cried profusely about it. I read about half of it like a year ago and then I put it down. But I watched part of the show and now I want to read it again. So I might read it. It's really depressing, which is why I put it down initially, but this time I'm ready. Give it to me, Sally. Give it to me. I want to feel it. Next, we have Open Water by Caleb Zuma Nelson. I read a good chunk of this book and I did not like it. I was preparing to be wowed. I thought this would be like literary genius. It was good, but it's not my style. You know what I mean? I would recommend this to other people, but I didn't like it. Also, I feel like I don't get it because I'm not old enough to be in these specific type of situations. So maybe I'll revisit it one day, probably not. Sorry, Caleb. Next, I feel like this is the epitome of depressed 20-something. Like, I don't know. I really have no idea what this book is about. Yeah, I want to go in blind. I don't know anything. Honestly, at first I thought this was a philosophy book because like the title and the cover, for some reason, it reminded me of philosophy. It's not. It's literary fiction. But yeah, I'm excited. I feel like this could be really good. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I still have no idea what it's about. Next, this was in my past video that I just uploaded a few days ago, and it is Intermezzo, also by Sally Rooney, because I like with Sally Rooney, with what's her name, that romance author, People We Meet on Vacation, that lady, whatever her name is, with people like that, they get so much hype that I actually get FOMO. I have to read it. And yeah, this isn't a hardcover because this is what's out right now. Also, the UK cover is so pretty. This one is cool too, but like the UK cover is really pretty. The blue one. Yeah. Next category. We're done with that. Next category is books that I feel iffy about. Okay, let's go. First we have Don't Hate on Me. We have A Court of Silver Flames. Look, I read the series. I have not read this yet, but I've read the rest of the series. I've also read most of Throne of Glass, and Throne of Glass is way better in my opinion. I don't know. First of all, they have a very different vibe. This series, in my opinion, do you see how thick it is? No book, really, well, that's not true. I think certain books should not be this long, and I think this is one of them. A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is the 4th book in the series, the one before the novella. That book was good, I admit. It was like a solid 4-star, but it did not need to be that long. There were so many parts where I was like, Sarah, you could have literally gotten rid of like this entire chapter. I don't know if I'm ever gonna read this, but I have it. So that's all I have to say. Next, we have Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. I don't know how to feel about this book. I was so excited going into it. I thought this would be like a new favorite, and the writing style is a bit too like it feels like Tiffany is really trying hard here. I love how I talk about each of these authors as if I know them. My apologies, Tiffany, but I feel that I understand what she's trying to do, but I don't know if it's for me. I'm gonna give it another go. But yeah, there were so many things in this book that like were so specific to me that I was like, wait, what? It felt like, I don't know, it felt a little too real at points. It was good. I liked the plot, but the writing style, it just slowed me down. You know what I mean? But the imagery was really pretty from what I had seen so far. So maybe I'll pick this up again. Okay, then we have Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. This is the second book in the Magnolia Parks series. I read the first book, Magnolia Parks, and I have the ugly American copy of it. And then I ordered this one on Blackwell's website because it's way nicer. Magnolia Parks. Okay, my thoughts on Magnolia Parks. It was good in a way that I didn't expect it to be. I was expecting it to be so romantic and like very Gossip Girl-esque, and it was, but also it was way more realistic than I thought it would be, and I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like reading a gossip magazine or something. I don't know. It's like it transports you to the world that the characters are in, and like you could just sit and read that book for like a whole day. So I have this, and I don't know, I just feel iffy about it because I don't know, it's a new couple and I don't know what to expect, because in the first book I was not expecting the amount of plot twists that happened. Like, geez. But yeah, I'm really excited, but also kind of nervous about reading this. So yeah. Next category is books that are on my immediate TBR, which is to be read, books that I really want to read soon. So we have Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I recently read ReAdinG. That was the first book I read in 2025. It was so good. I have never read sci-fi in my life. I've read fantasy and dystopian, but never sci-fi. And I read ReAdinG and I was like, oh, like the hype was real. If you wanted to know, the hype is real. So we have Golden Sun. I am hesitant to read this. I'm so excited, but I'm like, the emotional impact of ReAdinG was too much. Like I had to take a break. I wanted to go straight into this book, but I had to take a break. It was yeah. People compare it to Hunger Games a lot. I would say the stakes are high like Hunger Games, but I would say it's like really different as well. So read it, and also go in blind. Yeah, you don't need to know anything about it. Go in blind. If you know a character's name, also do not look up fan art on Pinterest. I was spoiled about a major plot point by looking at fan art on Pinterest. Do not go there. It's like for fantasy and sci-fi and dystopian, do not look up fan art. There's always a spoiler. If it's romance, sure, whatever. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, or dystopian, do not look up fan art. You will be spoiled. Okay, that aside. Then we have Redeeming 6 and also Saving 6, which comes before that. But I really want to read this. I love this series, and sure, it's not a literary masterpiece, but it's so good. I love all the characters, so yeah. Also, this is the Blackwell's edition, which I got at the same time as this. Okay, next we have Empire of Storms. This is Throne of Glass book 6, book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, book 6. I'm really excited about this book. I feel like the first half of the series is a completely other thing. Like, from Assassin's Blade to Crown of Midnight, I feel like it's a completely different series. Like, Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows were like 180. So yeah, I'm excited, but also if any character dies, I'm out. I'm sorry. Also, I'm not doing the tandem read, which means that you read Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms at the same time. I'm not doing that because I will not be carrying around 2 books everywhere I go. That's just not happening. Yeah, now we have books that I'm currently reading. I have 3. This video is getting long. Okay, we have In 5 Years, which my friend Yukino got from me, which I also said in the video before this. It's really good so far. It's painfully relatable, and I really like it. I can tell I'm gonna like it. So it's like magical realism, romance, literary fiction, all wrapped up in one, which is right up my alley. So thank you to Yukino again. Then we have Keeping 13, which is part of the Boys of Tommen series. After this is Saving 6 and Redeeming 6, like I said. I have this much left, so I'm like 2/3 through it. It's so good. I love Johnny and Shannon. I'm honestly scared to read the rest of the series, because what if I don't like Joey and Aoife more than Johnny and Shannon? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Anyways, yeah, I'm actually like, I haven't read the last bit because I know something bad is gonna happen and I can't take it right now. So yeah, last book of today is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. This is the 2nd book of, what is it called? The Farseer trilogy. She has like, I don't even know how many books, like 16 books or something, all part of the same series. The reading order is kind of confusing. Just look it up on Google. But this is her first trilogy. This is the 2nd book of her first trilogy. The first book I loved. It's called Assassin's Apprentice, and this book is next. It's so thick. Like, the pages are Bible thin, and I'm really scared. The first book is nothing what I expected it to be. Like, not at all. I have never read a book like that in my life. I felt like I had lived every life possible, traveled the continents, raised up an army. I don't even know. Like, after that book, I felt changed. It was so good. 5 stars. Like, 5 stars. So, this book, like, I honestly don't know how you can write a book like that and it's only, like, book 1 of a 15 or 16 book series. What do you mean? Like, what? I don't even know what to expect in the rest of the series. But anyways, everyone hates on the first trilogy and says that it's, like, the worst of her books. If this is the worst, sign me up. Okay. Yeah, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and comment and like, I guess, if you want to. And I'm gonna try and post more consistently on here, so you'll be seeing more from me very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.